We emerged from the forests into a world of light. The Great Steppe, a land where the only limit was the sky itself. They were the masters of the plains, creatures of muscle and wind that we had watched for generations.
To catch the wind, we had to bind it. We traded our stealth for the speed of the beast. It was a battle of wills. But when the dust settled, the destiny of our species had changed forever. On the back of a horse, we became something more. Distance died, and the world began to shrink.
The steppe demanded a new weapon. We engineered a bow of power and precision, built for the rider.
We became the most lethal force on Earth. A storm that struck from a distance and vanished like the wind.
We built a civilization on wheels. Our homes followed the herd.
The sheep gave us our walls. Felt was the shield that kept the freezing steppe wind at bay.
The grass became milk, and the milk became strength. We drank the essence of the plains to fuel our march.
We recruited the sky. The eagle became our eyes, hunting where the spear could not reach.
A partnership of predators wed. In the emptiness of the steppe, we learned that allies were worth more than gold. The flatlands ended. Before us rose the stone giants, the mountains that guarded the secrets of the gods.
The air grew thin and cold. Every step was a heavy price paid to the spirits of the high peaks. We found a new brother in the cold pine. The yak, the tank of the mountains.
The ghost of the mountain was watching. A silent warning that we were guests in a kingdom of ice. Even where the stars seemed close, fire remained our heart. We guarded the flame against the eternal frost. The earth offered a new gift. Stone was no longer enough for the world we intended to build.
We tamed the blood of the mountain. In the heat of the forge, the Stone Age began to melt away. It was a weapon of the gods. Metal was the key to the next chapter of the human story.
We became masters of balance. On the edge of the abyss,
We left our voices for the wind to carry. Every flag was a bridge between the earth and the sky. The water turned to stone beneath our feet. We crossed the mirrors of the world to find what lay beyond.
the mountains hid white gold. We built the first roads of trade, connecting the high peaks to the low plains.
We reached the roof of the world, a land of stone and light, where only the strongest hearts could beat.
We adapted our steps. No environment was too harsh, no snow too deep for the human march.
We followed the water to its source. The purity of the peaks gave us the strength to endure the climb. The sun sets on the age of wandering. We stood above the clouds, looking down at the lands of the future.
We began to build, not just for a night, but for a lifetime. The first fortresses were born in the clouds. We brought the plains with us. Our herds were our insurance against the cruelty of the mountains.
We found metal from the stars, meteoric iron, the strongest bone of the...
The sound of the future mourned. The hammer on the anvil was the drumbeat of the coming empires.
Stone broke, copper bent, but iron was the soul of the conqueror. We protected our power. The horse became a living fortress, an engine of war for the Great Plains.
We had conquered the heights. Now, we descended to claim the fertile cradles of the earth. We thanked the peaks, for the mountains had forged us into something harder, sharper, and stronger. From the ice to the fire, The Gobi was the next test, a furnace that guarded the road to the east. The desert gave us a new vessel. The camel, the ship of the sands, carried our thirst across the heat. The earth rose to swallow us. But we had survived the blizzard. The sand could not break us.
A miracle in the dust. The oasis was the heartbeat of the desert, the anchor of the Silk Road. We found the leaf of clarity. Tea was the medicine of the long march, keeping the mind sharp in the cold. We entered the spirit world. In the mist, the line between the earth and the heavens disappeared.
We conquered the abyss. Every bridge was a hand reached out to the other side of the world. We left our ancestors in the clouds, closer to the sun, where the spirits could watch over our journey.
The stars were our only map. In the silence of the peaks, we read the history of the universe.
The circle that changed everything. The wheel allowed us to carry the weight of our history with ease. We moved whole worlds. The cart was the precursor to the city, a mobile home for the human family.
Some bonds are for a season, but the spirit of the hunter remains in our blood forever.
We reached the Mother River, the cradle of the East, where the silt of the mountains built the soil of empires. The water was our road again. Bamboo became our vessel, light and strong as the spirit of the East. We floated through a dream. The world was more beautiful than our ancestors could have ever imagined. We found the grain of the sunrise would become the foundation of billions, the fuel for the coming greatness.
We reshaped the earth. Agriculture was our way of telling the world that we were here to stay.
We shared the labor with the strong, the man and the beast, turning the earth into life.
We discovered the thread of the gods, a tiny secret that would one day clothe the emperors of the world.
Beauty followed survival. We wove the elegance of the forest into the fabric of our culture. We were no longer just families. We were nations. The first alliances were forged in the smoke of the council fire.
Ownership was born. We marked our strength to show the world that we had finally claimed our place.
We celebrated our speed bang. Life on the steppe was a race against time.
Security was found in the heights. We built where the eagle nests, far above the reach of our enemies.
We told the water where to flow. Innovation was our way of making the desert bloom with our labor. The sword was the signature of the new age, a tool for the hand that intended to rule. We celebrated the earth's return. The harvest was the promise that the migration had found its roots. The call of the peaks, a sound that signaled our presence to the valleys below, a claim of ownership. We were a river of light in the dark. Humanity refused to be stopped by the shadows of the world.
We protected our foundation. Good boots allowed us to walk across continents, the humble tool of the Great March. We built the first permanent paths. The bridge was our symbol of connection, uniting the divided lands.
The seasons were our master's grip. We moved with the cycle of the ice, always following the promise of the green.
We found life in the cracks. The most resilient plants gave us the most powerful medicines. We moved like a storm. The dust of the migration was visible for miles, a sign of the human tide.
We had conquered the heights wall. From the roof of the world, we could see every path we had taken. We were the masters of distance, the horse and the man, a partnership that had conquered the planet. The migration was nearly complete. We had walked, paddled, and ridden to every corner of the world. We are the people of the wind and the stone, The Great Migration continued.